Being a new mom, when I pray the joyful mysteries, I have a whole new perspective on what that looked like for Mary in her journey. And last night, when I was meditating on the Annunciation particularly, I was thinking about how Mary knew that her son was going to suffer. She knew when the angel came to her that this was going to be the Son of God. The Old Testament has over 100 prophecies about how the Son of God was going to be treated, that he was going to suffer, he'd be rejected by men, all of these things. And when I think about my little baby here that I just love so much, that just turned 2 months old, I just can't imagine how difficult that would have been. And when we look at abortion options in a lot of states in America and worldwide, we see people wanting to abort babies because of terminal illnesses. They have an issue with their brain. They have an issue, some sort of disease that's going to give them a lesser quality of life. And when Mary was approached by the angel, she wasn't already pregnant. It would have been like saying no to having sex in the first place. Like she wouldn't have aborted the baby by saying, no, I don't want to go through this turmoil. It wasn't too long ago on Instagram, I don't remember what channel it was on, maybe Live Action, Students for Life, one of the pro-life channels that I follow. There was a video that had the silhouette of a baby on a table at one of those facilities. Well, it was supposed to be one of those facilities, right? And it had the silhouette of this baby kicking and its arms waving and them saying how infanticide is not okay. Because if a baby survives an abortion, it's legal in some states to just leave the baby to die because it was intended to die. And I just, like, when I saw that, I was on the verge of tears. It takes a lot to actually make me cry. But I just couldn't imagine my little baby and that happening. Like, I hate this whole defund Planned Parenthood deal because it's more about reallocate those funds. Like, why are we talking about defunding it? Like, instead of paying $10,000 for an abortion to happen, why not take that $10,000 and contribute it to a private adoption? Like, I know that my husband and I talked about adopting babies, but it's so expensive, even domestically. I just want all the little babies like mine to have life and life to the fullest and life abundantly. And it's just not something that we can do with the state of everything that it's in, to say that we can just frivolously kill babies, that we can just frivolously, people will say, oh, well, abortion isn't frivolous. It's a hard decision that all the moms make that have to do it. But the truth of the matter is that it is a genocide. It is killing off all of these people. And it's hard, especially when we have the diseases that come about that we know that our child is going to potentially die before us. Like, it's hard to not know when exactly that's going to happen, and that's what it was like for Mary. And it was a sudden turn on a weekend when Jesus was betrayed in the garden. Like, she didn't know that day was coming. And within a matter of days, weeks, like, Jesus was dead. And of course, he resurrected again, and we know the full story of the joy and the redemption that comes in that. But it was still, I can't imagine having to watch our daughter suffer like that at all. And it's just something that, was really strong on my mind last night, because I've never felt so strongly about a baby having the opportunity at life. Like, yes, I needed to live, and, I wasn't aborted, and all of these other people weren't aborted, but it's such a unique deal when you've actually carried a baby to full term. And, at 37 weeks, it was hard for me to look at and be like, oh, like, someone could decide to kill this baby right now. And it's amazing to me, the choices that we've been making. But just focusing on that Annunciation, about the fact that, that song, Mary, Did You Know? Like, yes, she did know. She knew that her son was going to suffer and die one day. She knew that it was going to be the Son of God. She knew all of these things from what the angel communicated. She knew that he had to be born from a virgin, that he had to be in the family line of David. All of these different pieces that all lined up in her choice to say yes. And so now we have the babies. We have the people. the new little people that wear the clothes and they're just little mini beings. And they get tired and hungry and, you know, I was talking to Evelyn earlier and it's like, you know, you're going to poop and pee your entire life. Those are things that are never going to change. And there's just so much about who a baby is that goes into who they are as an adult. And I am just so grateful to be able to see that with her. And yeah, and Mary got to see it with Jesus, and we just get to go along and continue to have our little lives. Well, some of us. And we want it to be more of us. So instead of saying defund Planned Parenthood, talk about how we can reallocate those funds. Talk about the good that can be done instead of just saying take the money away. It's saying what can we do with this instead? What can we do to move forward, to allow good to come from reallocating those funds, whether that is to support domestic adoptions, or if it's to open new women's health facilities, whether it's to, you know, whatever that might be. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think the funds should be done with the funds? I'm curious to see what everybody would come up with, and perhaps even make a follow-up video specifically about why I hate defund Planned Parenthood and what I really think should be done. So, God bless you all. This little one's getting hungry, little Evelyn. But thanks for joining. If you're new here, I'm Allie Marie, hence the alligators on the channel website. But yeah, we're just taking life one bite at a time and keeping things real, you know. I've been having a thing with social media here the last little bit about being transparent and not, why get all dolled up? Why do hair and look all fancy for everything? I don't know. I want things to be realistic, and it's hard. And that's a whole nother video that is on my heart to make here very soon. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We're around, and yeah, God bless you all. Oh, little Evelyn's ready for some one-on-one attention. Are you ready for mommy to pay attention to you? Are you ready for mommy to feed you and put you to sleep? Are you ready for some lovin'? Is that what you're ready for? Are you ready for some lovin'? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay, we can go. All right. We love you all. God bless. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She's like, I want my mommy now. Bye.